Gringos, gringos, en Buenos Aires, en Buenos Aires, gringos, en Buenos Aires. Lights on the street, the rhythm is jumping, gringos in town and everybody is humping. From the north to the south, we're making some noise, showing the world we got the soul and the voice. Gringos en Buenos Aires.
Welcome to the Gringos in Buenos Aires podcast, the podcast that brings expat / immigrant life to you. I'm your host, Paul Perry, and today's guest is originally from Connecticut, USA. Over the rainbow for a little bit over a year, I would say. Let's give a warm Gringos welcome to Russell Crane. Dude. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely.
All right. So first off, we met through social media, and you're a gringo, right?
I'm a gringo.
Expat, Shanky. What do you get most of the time? Shanky.
Most people think I'm Russian until I tell them, because I speak Spanish very well, pero tengo un acento un poquito ruso, a little bit Russian, and so almost always people think I'm Russian or Ukrainian, and then I tell them I'm from New York City, or I lived there for 13 years, and they're always a little surprised, and yeah.
And then they give you the Shanky call. Or no?
Honestly,
they call you by your name.
No, people have really embraced me here.
Yeah?
I'm not surprised. I kind of felt like that would happen because I visited a lot before I came here, but I don't know. I don't feel at this point like I get treated like an outsider. Not anymore. Maybe in the beginning, but now I don't feel that way anymore.
Oh, so there's no racism in Argentina.
Well, that's a complicated subject.
Yeah, it's the hot topic,
It's
man.
a hot topic.
Everybody suddenly Argentina is like the most racist country in the world, man. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I had a post about it, and I ended up actually taking it down because there were some people, one guy that I didn't know, and then somebody that I do know, and they started fighting. And until that point, my Instagram has been literally just professional, like nothing more. And I saw that this little argument taking place between them, and I was like, I'm shutting this down. I don't want any of this. Like, I don't want my social media involved in any way in toxicity or negativity. So I was like, it's not worth it. Let me just keep it pro. And so I took the post down. But it is a complex topic right now that a lot of people are talking about without having that much context for this country, because 4 years ago when they won the World Cup, they were the heroes of the world. And then all of a sudden they're despised. And that for me was very strange to see. But also it's mostly happening on social media, which is like this much of reality.
Yeah.
So
People put too much emphasis on social media, and everybody's got their an opinion that sometimes it's just out of whack.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hate, and stuff like that. But when you're on social media, you expose yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've learned not to take anything personally.
Right.
Unless the person actually knows me.
Right.
But yeah, it's a lot of toxicity in that.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the racism factor because you said you look Russian and people embrace you, man. So that goes against the whole racism theory that you look Russian. Why would people say, hey man, no, Russo malo? I say, no man, he looks Russian, he's cool. You know what I'm saying? As a person, not as a race.
Right. I mean, the way I see this country, the way it currently is as a place that's very embracing to foreigners. I mean, it's one of the few countries on earth that gives free constitución, salud, y educación for everybody, including foreigners. So it has a lot going for it. Does it have racism in its past? Absolutely. Sure. And is there still...
Every country does.
Every country does, especially colonized countries. And is there still endemic racism to the country? I believe so. I'm not an expert, so I really can't speak on it, and I think it probably best to not expand on it further without having the expertise. You know.
This generation really has no idea what racism is. I grew up in South Philly, in an Italian neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I can tell you a little bit about racism back in 1980, you know, in the U.S. And before that, you imagine when, you know, African Americans couldn't go to schools, man. So it goes back a long ways. It's a history. It's not something new. It's not like this generation or, you know, invented this topic.
No.
But I guess I got nothing else to talk about, you know. As an Argentine, I think that most people are on this racism bandwagon because they're jealous of the Argentines. They're jealous of the Argentine people, and they're jealous of the fans and how they all embraced each other there in support of one country, you know, one sport.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is obviously super complex, but what I felt like happened was the same thing that happened to Israel. Now, I'm Jewish, 100% on both sides, all four grandparents Jewish. I don't support the Israeli government and its actions at all. I'm pro-Palestine. However, the country became the most demonized country in history overnight. And now it's just become this, like, most of the Israelis I know are afraid to say that they're from Israel. And it's like a lot of them, at least all the ones I know, are completely against Netanyahu's government. And it felt like what happened with Argentina, it was the same, very similar thing, like this viral thing all of a sudden overnight of extreme vitriol against the country. Whereas before that, I feel like most of the people that are saying things didn't know anything about it. Like, I don't know if most Americans know where Argentina is on a map. Yeah. And so to become so critical of a place because of something that they saw on TikTok, I'm not saying the country doesn't have its issues of racism in its past and present, but to become so critical of something that someone knows so little about, for me, really didn't sit well. And so that's kind of what motivated me to speak. And because my friends expressed this feeling that I didn't really know how to explain or justify, but they felt like the whole world was against them. And you and I both know that Argentinians are like the coolest people on the planet. Yeah. They're the best people, like, they're on earth. They're the most empathic and wonderful and loving. I love living here so much. Yeah. So I felt like I wanted to make them feel like the whole world didn't hate them. Yeah. But it became somewhat controversial, and so I was like,
you got to stay away from politics.
Yeah, I'm not a politician. I'm a musician, so and my education is in music and literature. Sure. So like, I'm not about to like get involved in that. I don't need any haters.
Yeah, I got a lot of hate because I use the word soccer instead of football, and it's like, it's well, what are you gonna do? It's a cultural thing. You know, you can't say Americans. You gotta say North Americans. Or USA. But anyway, man, everybody's like, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
My dad always said that.
All right, man. So what brought you to BA and when?
So I started coming here 3.5 years ago because I play in a band with this great singer who's from here, who lived in New York, named Sol Liveskin.
She's who?
Sol Liveskin.
Sol Liveskin.
She's an amazing jazz and R&B singer, and my best friend. We became super close friends after the pandemic. I met her through another Argentine friend who I had known for years, a great saxophonist who lives in New York named Julieta Eugenio. And I met Sol and we started working together, and she told me, she said, why don't you go, you're doing well in New York, like, why don't you go to Argentina for a couple of weeks? I was like, okay. And I already spoke Spanish pretty well. So I came here and I was like, can I swear?
Yeah.
I was like, this is the fucking shit. Yeah. I have to live here.
First impression?
Yeah. Oh yeah. First impression. I was like, this is the best. I have to live here. This is amazing. And also the United States, I mean, the way I saw it was just New York, because that's all I knew at the time. But I had felt like after COVID, New York really changed in an ugly way. Like it lost its charm and its magic. And but I couldn't put my finger on it. And I think a lot of Americans still can't identify exactly what it is, but anyway, so I came here and I was like, this is great. I went back and I actually went into therapy to talk about how I wanted to live in Argentina.
Was your therapist Argentine?
She is. Yeah. I'm now with a different one, but she's Argentine. I was like, I have to talk to an Argentine therapist about this. And I spent 2 years working with her and Monica, and she's great. Came back a year later, and that's basically when I met my partner. My partner is a great singer, also named Solfeige, who's from here. And I kept coming back. I came back 4 months later and I did like kind of a tour. I did a bunch of shows. And then I came back one more time, Christmas of 2024. And that was kind of my trial run. I was like, if this goes well, if I feel good, that's it, I'm moving. I spent almost 2 months here. And I remember like every time I went back to New York, I hated it more. I was like, I don't want to do this. And I had a good career there and friends and everything, but I just didn't want to live there.
A career as a musician.
Yeah. Playing full time. I just didn't want to be there anymore. And so when I went back the last time, it was February 2025, and I, within 5 days, bought my ticket to come back, organized everything I could inside of 3 weeks, and by March I was back here living here.
All right.
And I haven't gone back to the U.S. since I moved here, but I'm going next week. Yeah.
What, were you renting there? Yeah. What? You just picked up and moved to Buenos Aires?
Well, I had, I always had roommates for years, and then finally I ended up getting my own studio, which is, it's very rare in New York, you know, because the rent is insane there.
Sure.
And the lease was ending, and I didn't really have the option of renewing it immediately because it wasn't my lease. Like I subletted it from somebody else, from an Argentine friend who was very gracious with me. And so I was like, okay, I don't have a place to live anymore. Like I've already been coming and going constantly. I preferred in Argentina. Like it's time to, my girlfriend, you know, it's time to go. Yeah. That's it. And it was really hard at first, I have to say. Like once I moved here, it was a struggle.
Why is that? What was the biggest obstacle? I mean, you get to get used to.
I think there are
things you have to get used to. For example, everyone being late.
Yeah. Well, people in New York are pretty late too.
Yeah.
I think I was pretty used to that. No, I think it's just the system is so different. And I had to get, you know, also my Spanish, was good. Now it's improved a lot. Like now I understand everything. I can pretty much do everything in the language, but it wasn't as strong in the beginning. And so it definitely took me time to just get used to understanding everything, how to do things in the language that I'd never done, like go to the dentist in Spanish, you know, do your taxes in Spanish, like set up monotributo,
Ooh.
all the stuff for the residency, you know, because I have temporary residency. World. Right, it's a whole new world. So it took me time to get used to the system, but now I feel completely integrated. Like I'm super comfortable here.
Well, being able to speak the language is definitely an advantage. You know,
it's necessary.
A lot of people do that, and they move here and they can't speak the language, and it's like I don't know how they do it. Yeah, but you survive. Only the strong survive.
Yeah,
you know, here
definitely
over the rainbow, man. So you're doing well as a musician. Tell me a little bit about that. What's your music a little bit about?
Yeah, well, so in New York, my background, I'm a jazz pianist by trade, and I ended up becoming the director of gospel churches. And I did that for 10 years, 3 times a week for 10 years. And I'm actually Jewish, so that was also very weird in the beginning to suddenly be in church culture.
Singing about Jesus?
Oh, yeah, all that. All that.
Oh my God, that's for a story, man. You singing Jesus.
Well, I wasn't singing, I was just playing, but you know, just the experience of being in church. Like I grew up in synagogue and I grew up religious, so it was very surprising. But I ended up doing that for years and I loved it, and playing jazz, and also I worked in the ballet world for a while and I was playing for ballet companies there. And here I'm actually playing for a gospel choir as well. We just had a show on Sunday. It's
in Avellaneda?
No, in Teatro Empire.
Because that was at the 250th anniversary of the U.S.
Right.
And they had a gospel ensemble. They had a gospel group. It was
huge.
I'm talking about 50 people or something like
That's
that.
a different group. I actually know that group.
Oh, okay.
No, mine is actually, the one I play in is bigger. It's like 80 singers.
Wow.
It's very big.
And where do you gather?
At a Scottish church in San Delmo, se llama San Andres.
Oh, okay.
St.
Check
Andrews.
that
It's an
out.
old church that's been there for, I don't know, I think since the late 1800s.
That's a good tip, eh? That's a good tip for those of you interested in gospel music and, something like this in San Telmo.
Yeah. Well, we have another show coming up in November in the auditorium in Belgrano. It has a name, but I can't remember what the exact name of the theater
On
is.
Cabildo. I think it's on Cabildo.
Puede ser.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Anyway, so that, and I have my own band that we're playing on Friday actually at Pelonius Club at 8:00. And we do a mix of like jazz and funk and R&B. I'm playing with another singer on Saturday who's great from Córdoba named Maripolé. She's incredible. And I work also a lot with my friend, Sol Liebeskin, who she's currently in New York, but she lives here. And I also work with my girlfriend's band, Solfeje.
Oh, okay.
And we have some stuff coming up in September. And yeah, and then just anything else.
That's
that comes
cool. So
together.
you can make a living off by being a musician here in Buenos Aires.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I also teach. I have a studio. I have private students who come to me here. I have around 8 or 9.
Nice.
And then I also have 5 or 6 online as well, people in the U.S.
All right.
So between the chorus, gigging, and my studio, I'm making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool,
I'm
man.
surviving.
Congratulations. It's,
Thank you.
Yeah, making it doing what you like is key.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I don't know if I could do anything else at this point.
Sure.
I mean, I've been a musician since I was 3 years old, and I've been doing it professionally for, I guess, since I moved to New York, which it was in 2013.
Yeah.
I had some other jobs before that. But that was just because I don't know, I was much younger and I didn't really know that when I graduated from college, I didn't know that being a professional musician was even a possibility. Yeah. I remember my friend and I, we walked around in our college town. I went to University of Michigan. We walked around the town to like 25 restaurants trying to get a gig. We didn't get one. And I was 22. So I concluded, okay, being a pro musician is not a thing. I can't do it. And that led me to getting a job working as a baker for 2 years. And that was the hardest I ever worked in my life. Baking is no joke. Manual labor is no joke. It changed me, because you're making very little money and working very physically hard.
Yeah.
And then, some time passed and I moved to New York and got into music again, and the rest is history.
My favorite band is the Grateful Dead, obviously.
Yeah. You're a deadhead.
I wouldn't say I'm a deadhead, but I'm a fan of the Grateful Dead because, whenever they came into town in Philly, there was like a revolution, it was wild whenever they came into town, and the Spectrum and Veterans Stadium. And so, I have a fondness for them, especially all the whole atmosphere, the whole vibe of the Deadheads. They camp out, and they had their special things, the tie-dyes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Things I'd rather not mention. But they were fun people, fun music, good, wholesome rock and roll. That's my favorite band. And also, Jerry Garcia, he's underrated guitar player. He's great.
Yeah.
Bob Weir and their whole. What's your favorite band? Do you have a favorite musician?
I mean, I love so much music. My first, the band that I first discovered was the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys.
My parents took me to see them when I was 2 years old at Jones Beach, and I remember it's my first memory in life, and hearing Brian Wilson, and it opened me up. And then I found the Beatles because Beatles 1 came out, and when I was 7, and I remember just having the CD, and I had a Discman, and I listened to it probably 5,000 times. I listened to it all day, every day as a kid. I don't know. I mean, favorite band, like probably the Beatles, but favorite musician, all in all, I don't know. Maybe Bob Marley. I
Bob
love
Marley.
reggae.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a jazz musician, so I love Oscar Peterson and Errol Garner and Monty Alexander. I love Michael. I love Stevie.
Yeah.
I love D'Angelo.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross. You know, like all the old R&B stuff, gospel, as well. Kirk Franklin
Sure.
and Hezekiah Walker. All the the New York gospel. Yeah, I love it all.
You speak of you mentioned the Beach Boys. I had a friend of mine, Luis Alberto Spinetta, and we were talking about music, and I was rambling on about the Grateful Dead and yada yada, and he's like, here, listen to this, and he went over to his bookcase and he had all these CDs, and he says, listen to this, and he gives me a CD case, and I look at it and it says the Beach Boys. And I think it was Animal Sounds or something.
Pet Sounds.
Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
Pet Sounds. And he gives me the CD, says, listen to this. I went home and I listened to it, and he was like, and so he was a big fan of the Beach Boys. And now you mention that, and it's pretty amazing. What a coincidence.
Yeah. Well, they're I don't know that much about them, but I know a lot about Brian Wilson, the founder and lead singer, and he wrote most of the music.
Didn't he write it while he was in a hospital or something like that? There's something.
He had a lot of mental health issues. He had a really difficult childhood, abusive childhood, and he had a lot of mental health issues, and then which led to a big drug problem, which exacerbated his sus. I'm between idiomas all day. His issues, and so he really lived kind of a tortured life. But his music is, for me, it's just so brilliant. Especially Pet Sounds. Pet Sounds is the best album they have. And he passed actually last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it again because I never gave it back to him.
It's trippy.
Yeah.
It's pretty trippy. Like, if you like, it's different than the Dead, obviously, but
Yeah, the Dead's trippy because everybody that listened to him was on acid. That's why it's trippy. If you listen to it while you're drinking a cup of coffee, maybe it's not that trippy.
No, it's not.
But if you listen to it while you're on, then it becomes trippy.
Yeah.
And there was a phase. What's the '60s music, man?
Yeah,
it was an era.
And it lasted a long time too. Like when I was growing up, I remember people were super into them. I had a phase, and I had one album, and I listened, especially Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
I listened to that song over and over again. I love that
Driving
song.
that train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, and like I grew up in a town with in Connecticut with like Ben and Jerry's was one of the main places people hung out, and like I always ate Cherry Garcia ice cream, and Ben and Jerry's, the theme was kind of Grateful Dead. Like the theme, I guess it still is, but the theme of the ice cream and their decor is kind of Grateful Dead fish vibes.
Sure.
Like they have Cherry Garcia fish food, a ton of other ones dedicated to music. So,
Hey, how you doing? I'm Paul Perry from the Gringos in Buenos Aires podcast. If you're an expat/immigrant and looking for midterm rental, hassle-free, no hidden fees, and no Airbnb BS, I highly recommend Be Trusty. Mention Gringos in Buenos Aires and get your commission-free rental today. Ciao for now.
so.
What do you miss? Do you miss anything about life in the States?
Well, I miss my friends there for sure. That's the main thing. I would say I miss my friends. Like,
You miss pretzels?
no,
I miss pretzels.
There's a place, this Armenian restaurant close to where I live that has pretzels. So I've got
Good pretzels, like Philly pretzels?
They're not like the soft ones.
Oh,
No,
okay.
they're hard pretzels.
No. I miss Italian water ice, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never got pretzels in New York that much just because they put too much salt on them.
Yeah, they're a different shape, too. Philly pretzels are Philly pretzels, the soft pretzels.
Philly's a different culture.
Yeah, Philly's, yeah. Hey, so tell me, did you experienced the World Cup here?
I did.
What was that like? Did you go to any bars?
I watched the first game and I watched the last two. So, yeah, I saw them all in a cafe owned by a friend. a friend of my girlfriend's and a friend of mine called Corto Maltese, which is a great coffee shop kind of between Almagro and Recoleta. It was exciting. I mean, I never really saw anything like that. Like sports in the U.S. are big, but not in the same way at all. Yeah. What about for you?
Well, I had a revelation. I went to an American sports bar in Palermo, and the U.S. was playing Australia, and a bunch of gringos there, and expats, a couple Australians, and everybody was just talking. And I'm looking around, and I'm observing, and I noticed that everybody was eating, drinking, talking, smoking, rolling. Everybody was, maybe one person was watching the game, and the only time there was like a show of emotion was like if someone scored, and they were like, oh, look, check it out, score, goal, yeah. And that was it. Yeah. That wouldn't happen if you got Argentines watching Argentina play. Everybody be watching the game and like, puta madre, la concha, penal.
It was intense. It was intense. It was
intense, man.
I felt especially the last game, I felt like this. And I remember seeing an ambulance pass by, and my girlfriend was like, it's pretty, like, a lot of people have heart attacks during soccer games here. Yeah. Because it is really intense. It is. Like, you're just stressed. You're like this the whole time. Yeah. It was really cool, though. I mean, yeah.
It's a shame they got ripped off or something. Do you think anything weird happened there?
I don't know. I don't know anything about soccer, football. Like, I didn't grow up playing it or watching it, so I don't know. But I mean, it's a big company, so it's probably corrupt. Sure. Which one isn't? I mean, can I ask you actually a couple questions?
Yeah, sure, man.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been here since the 90s.
And how did you end up here?
Well, my mom's Argentine. My parents are Argentine.
Oh, okay.
They moved to Philly during the hippie era.
Okay.
And and here I am.
Okay.
And but I came in the 90s. I always came here on vacation, and every time I came here, I felt really good, man. I felt like I could stand out, as opposed to just being another face in the crowd and a little Hispanic kid in South Philly. You know what I'm saying? And here I felt, because like I said, we mentioned racism, man. My parents spoke Spanish on the street, and that was in South Philly. It was like, it wasn't not too nice.
Did you get bullied for?
Well, yeah, I got in a lot of fist fights, man, because of being Argentine. Because they didn't know where I was Puerto Rican, man.
They didn't know the difference.
Yeah, in the 70s and 80s, being Puerto Rican was like, what? Yeah. You had the American, you had the Italian, the German, the Irish, the Chinese, the black, the cockroach, and then you had the Puerto Rican, man, or the spick. So, it was that was racism, man.
Yeah.
And but I came here, and when I came here and I brought with me a blue and yellow Nerf football. I was like 12. And I brought with this little blue and yellow Nerf. I was like, che, lo color de boca. It was a boca. And, like the kids didn't know what it was. They didn't know if it was a soccer ball, it was a rugby ball. They didn't know what it was, but they knew it was the color of boca. And when I threw this thing, and it went in the air and spiraled, and they were like, whoa. I was like, God. Yeah. And I was like, wow, I got to come back here. And then I came back here when I graduated high school, and I stayed for 2.5 months. And it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I started college. A year into college, what am I doing here? I was working at night, I was getting in trouble. I was doing bad at school. I was working at night. I was making more money. I was like, just let me save my money and go to Buenos Aires. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I had family here. I spoke the language.
Yeah.
And my first job was as a rapper.
Wow.
At a club called Brazil. And I was making 20 pesos a night.
20 pesos?
Yeah.
Not 20,000 pesos.
No, 20 pesos a night. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
a night. It was like 3 hours of rapping. But I just got free booze, free food.
Well, I remember watching...
What more can you ask for?
I remember watching Los Simuladores, and one of them takes a taxi. This is like 2000. They take a taxi for 3 pesos.
Yeah.
I mean, Wow.
Yeah.
La inflación.
Well, you figure a choripan was a peso.
Wow.
A liter of beer was a peso. It was $1. A choripan was a peso, man. I had a choripan not too long ago. It was 9,500.
9,000%.
Do the math, man. It's a lot, man.
It's crazy, yeah.
It's a lot.
It's expensive
a lot.
now.
A bottle of beer was, 1 peso, $1. Now a bottle of beer is almost 4,000.
Right.
It's like almost 250, you know?
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah.
and people aren't making that much more.
No.
No. Do you find it expensive to live here?
I do, yeah. I mean, it wasn't when I first came here. Like 3.5 years ago, it was much cheaper. It is expensive. It is difficult. It's not like New York. I mean, at all. In New York, I don't honestly understand how anybody is surviving there unless they come from money. Like, it's insane how expensive it is. Or they're all living paycheck to paycheck. Like, I don't understand at all.
No.
I had a rent-controlled apartment before I moved, and it was very cheap. It was like I was living in the past, basically. It was like I was living in 2004. But I mean, the average price of a studio in Manhattan now, I think, is over $4,000 a month. So it doesn't really make any sense. So for me, this is expensive, but compared to New York, it's not. Yeah. But it is still, like, we have to work all the time to make ends meet here. I think that's probably true everywhere, though, for working people.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, that's why they call it the working class.
Yeah, that's what we are.
That's what we are.
That's what we are.
We gotta work.
Yeah. Luckily, I like working.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
I feel weird when I don't. So
yeah, for sure.
And are there things that you miss about the U.S.?
Like I said, I miss water ice, soft pretzels, a good cheesesteak.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, I've been here long enough not to have to really miss anything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm beyond that world. You know what I'm saying? I think if I went back, I wouldn't be able to fit in, man. I wouldn't be able to fit in. I don't think I would maybe go on vacation. I don't think I could ever live there. I'm so used to walking maybe, a crooked line instead of walking that, narrow, thin line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I really do.
I don't know, driving without my seatbelt on, for example. You know what I'm saying? It's not somebody, you'd say, hey, I'm not going to get a ticket. Oh, yeah, and then I remember I put my seatbelt on. But it's like, hey, you do blah. Hey, you, ticket, seatbelt. Oh, I forgot. I was going to do it later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here, I the 3 words of wisdom that I must bestow upon you.
Por favor.
One, no pasa nada.
No pasa nada.
No pasa nada.
No pasa nada.
Está todo bien. Y se me
bien.
complicó. Those are the 3 phrases to live by.
Se me complicó.
Se me complicó. That sums up everything, man. No pasa nada.
No pasa
It's all
nada.
good.
Yeah. I hear them all day.
No pasa nada, no pasa nada. No pasa, está todo bien. Está todo bien.
todo
¿Sabes qué?
bien.
Uy, se me complicó. They got complicated.
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes.
It's how can you not love living here? It's
It's
so
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
It's so awesome here.
Yeah.
Sure. It's funny because I'm going next week for the first time, and I'm having a lot of anxiety about going. That what you're describing, I'm gonna feel, and I'm gonna kind of be like, I'm gonna think like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I have some reasons to go. I want to see some people and so on and so forth. I want to see some friends and some family and stuff, but I feel like the same thing is going to happen. I'm going to feel really like out of place.
Yeah.
And when I went back right before I moved here, that's how I felt. I felt very out of place being there, kind of more than anything because of the hostility. Like New York became so hostile post pandemia that I remember I was there for like 3 weeks from mid-February until early March of last year, and I was like, what am I doing here? This is not I don't know, it's just not my vibe anymore. Sure. Not to knock it for people that love it, because a lot of people love it, and if they love it, we only have one life, so do what you want. But
good thing is about living here. If you have anxiety, you said you have anxiety.
I do.
You probably know one. You probably know someone that can give you a Xanax.
Yeah, I do, and I do therapy, and my therapist is Argentine, and she's
There
great.
you go.
And
No pasa nada.
no pasa nada. And everybody's in therapy here, and there's no shame about it. And
Yeah.
every other person is a therapist here.
Yeah.
So
So it's cool.
yeah, and they all are open about their struggles as well. So that's something I really like about Buenos Aires is the empathy.
Yeah.
It's like this la ciudad de la empatía.
Sure. Speaking of empathy, how do you feel about the hello kiss? Did you get used to that? Kissing like
Oh, yeah,
strange man
yeah.
hello?
No, when it doesn't happen, it's weird.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I mean, it almost always happens, but occasionally someone will recognize that I'm not, they'll realize from my body language or my face that I'm not Argentine. So they'll want to give me the handshake. And I'm always just like, no. Let's do the thing. Like, soy tu amigo. Dame un abrazo, por favor. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I thought it blew my mind the first time I saw it. I walked into a club with my cousins. It was, and clubs start late here. Everything, everything starts late, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing starting at 10. Things
No.
started like 2, 1:32, 2:30 in the morning.
La previa a las 10.
Yeah, la previa. And I walked into this club, and my cousins were like, going up to all their friends and like kissing them on the face. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man, where the hell am I? They brought me to a gay club. You know what I'm saying? I thought everybody was gay. I had never seen that,
Yeah.
In Philly, you never see, you don't walk into a club and kiss men. You know what I'm saying? You shake their hand, maybe the shoulder, it was like a handshake. It was as close as you got.
No, yeah.
And when I got here, I was like, whoa, it took me a while. But I dig it. It's cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's, the stereotype I feel like that people have here about Americans is that they're cold. I don't know. I don't know if they're cold necessarily, but they're not as warm as Argentines. I mean, culturally, it's a different thing, Like here, men say to each other, "Hola, corazón." It's very normal. Like imagine doing that in English, being like, "Hey, babe." I mean, I guess you could do it with your close friends, but it's just not as done as much.
Yeah.
And
You ever get the pelado call?
all the time, yeah.
Can you imagine going up to someone in the States, hey, baldy. Yeah. You can't, there's things I get the flaco call all the time. Flaco,
Me too. I get
flaco.
flaco.
Flaco. Viejo, vieja.
Sí.
My friend calls me vieja. Che vieja.
Che viejo.
Old lady.
See, I mean, yeah, I get that. At first I didn't like it, and I was like, what's your fucking problem? I got a little like kind of like, what are you saying? And then I realized that everybody has nicknames for everybody about everything. So I don't know. You just get used to it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm bald.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I remember there was this one guy. He was missing an eye, and they call him el tuerto. And I don't know. It was just the guy with a wooden leg. They call him el ringo. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you get their handicapped and just like nickname them after that.
Yeah, which is like, I don't know. It is what it is. I don't know. What are you gonna do? But it's not said with like. There's no maliciousness.
No.
It's like pretty loving.
It's endearing. It's loving.
It's endearing.
Gordo. When every time they che gordo,
See.
and the guy's fat and he's just like a big teddy bear,
Yeah.
And you see his friends just hugging el gordo. It's pretty unique.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a unique place.
it's a very unique place. It's somewhat of a bizarre place as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
That's why I
bizarre.
say we're over the rainbow, man. When
Yeah.
in Kansas and the Wizard of Oz,
Right.
Dorothy goes over the rainbow and everything's just like, what?
Right.
This is what this place is like, man.
Yeah, there's things about it where I'm like, I feel like I'm in the 1970s
Yeah.
at times, and just in terms of like the way things look. It has this sort of old-fashioned feeling and look to it, and that's part of what's so charming. I remember I went to this bar in Villa Crespo a couple months ago. I actually ended up meeting this New Yorker at a show I played on my birthday, and he had the same birthday as me, April 3rd, and we stayed in touch, and he was like, yeah, I'm in town a couple more weeks, let's try to hang out. And I ended up going out with him and two other New Yorkers, one of whom also had the same birthday as me. So three of us, all April 3rd. And the other one is a businessman here from New York named Jacob, who owns a great bagel shop called Jacob's Bagels.
There you go.
Shout out to Jacob's Bagels.
Shout out to Jacob's Bagels.
Jacob's.
Jacob's.
Yeah, he
Shout out to Jacob's Bagels.
he made it Argentine. And
Yeah.
the name.
With cream cheese?
Oh yeah. They
Oh,
got
there you go.
lots.
I gotta go. Definitely gotta
It's
go.
great.
Yeah.
It's really good. And yeah, and we went out and the four of us had a great time, and we were all, I don't know, we were at this bar outside drinking Negronis, and there was a moment where all four of us kind of acknowledged, like, this place is adorable. It's like with the trees and the street and the architecture. There's something about it that's just very cute and very, very charming. Like, I've never met someone come here and not kind of fall in love with this place.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone not love it.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. We're gonna start wrapping things up. I want to ask you, do you drink mate?
I do. I
All
do
right.
drink mate.
Yeah. What was your first mate experience like?
Not good. I think it gave me a lot of acid reflux. And it continued to until recently. And now I'm good. Now I can drink it and my body just understands. Like, this is okay. But yeah, I didn't like it at first.
Do you know how to prepare it?
Poorly.
All right.
Poorly. Yeah, I need to get better at it. I need to practice.
Yeah. Well, practice makes perfect, man.
Do you drink mate?
No, I don't drink mate, man. It gives me the jitters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't drink mate. And also, it gives me, like, I don't know. First time I drank mate, I almost shit myself. The first time my first mate experience was I smoked it. The second time I drank it and I almost shit myself.
You can smoke mate?
No, you can't. I thought you did when I was 16.
Would you, like, put it in a cigarette?
Yeah, we rolled it, man, in Philly.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a classic story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's-
I've told on several occasions. But yeah, I'll make sure I tell you next time
Okay.
the whole story of me smoking mate. And I want to thank you, man, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for tell us again your show.
Yeah, I'm playing at Pelonius Club this Friday, July 31st at 8 p.m. with a great band with Diego Rodriguez en el contrabajo, Pablo Bianchetto en la batería, y tenemos dos invitados, Mumi Pearson, who's an amazing singer, and Chris Cáceres, un trompetista, and who's also great. And then I play on Saturday at Nempla with a chorus and a band led by the great Maripolé, who's from Córdoba but lives here.
And these places are all in the city.
Yeah, Pelonius is in Palermo and Nempla is in Chacarita.
All right.
And I think the show in Nempla, I think it's free, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe not. No, I take that back. I think it's not free. But and Pelonius is not free. But if someone gets in touch with me ASAP, I can possibly put them on the list.
Yeah. How can they contact you?
Through Instagram.
Okay.
My handle's at Russ Cranes.
Yeah.
And yeah, just send me
I'll
a
just
message.
tag you.
Yeah, just tag
I
me.
just tag you. Yeah. All right, man.
All right.
All right. Thanks
you
a lot
so
for
much.
visiting, man. Thanks a lot and enjoy your stay in VA. And I'll see you at the show.
Please.
I'll see him at the show on Friday. So if anyone wants to go, have a beer. I'll see you there. Ciao for now, everyone.
Ciao.
Gringos en Buenos Aires. Lights on the street, the rhythm is jumping. Gringos in town and everybody is humping. From the north to the south.